lot for staying with 95.1 Nigeria Info. Special edition of Hard Facts today. First is a Monday. Thank God for that. And then it's a brand new month, guys. Happy April. I mean, we're in the fourth month of 2024 already. Isn't just... Wow. It's all good. It's great. It's fantastic. I feel great about this month. You know, instead of praying, charging up the month and all of that. So I'm positive it's going to be fantastic. And then it is, you know, they said the Baba of them all, Easter Monday. Yes, Christ is risen. We celebrated it. It was fun. It was fantastic over the weekend. We're still basking in the euphoria of the season and the celebration. And, you know, it was just amazing time for you to just meet friends, families, or just stay at home, just chill. I did a lot of that. You know, after service on Sunday, I just wanted to just go back and just have like a lazy Easter Sunday, speak with some loved ones, and that was it for me. Perfect celebration of the holiday. And I'm super excited to be sharing the part of it with you today on Hard Facts. And if you're just tuning in, it's time for Hard Facts, guys, from now to 7 p.m. with yours truly, Kimberly. What you could just call me Kim, the Oracle, the Digital Oracle. Or you can call me LTF, the fellow, Ochanya One, Madam Speaker. And I will say yes to them all. I'll be here till 7 p.m. and we are going to have a fantastic, amazing time together. So, today's going to be different in the spirit of the holiday. And I just mentioned that last week when we started the Beat My Score, I was going to run up until this week. But today we are going to be we're going to be doing twice, okay? So instead of one person, we're going to get two winners. I don't have the question set yet. God help me. If we can pull it off, then we'll do two sets of winners today, two sets of the game, as we have other conversation. Just the holiday to just take it nice and easy, just step down conversation a little bit and have some great, great time on radio. So, it's going to be fantastic, all right? So please stay with me. And I have been told by Benga, happy Easter Benga, that we are on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is at Nigeria Info Abuja. Instagram is at Nigeria Info Abuja. Also, yes, we are up. I see it. It says Easter Special with Kimberly. Yeah, Easter Special it is indeed, because I'll be giving away something today from the Beat My Score segment today. And am I hearing myself? Yes, I am. And then we are going to have conversations, amazing conversations also. So if you're ready, I am ready. Now, I want to get your opinion on this. One, talking about the economy. It's saying that Nigerians no longer accommodate relatives as cost of living soars. Is it true? You're no longer accommodating your relatives. Do they come around and stay extended and, you know, eat, sleep, and use electricity? You know, back in the day when I was younger, when our parents would always tell us, turn off the light and all of that, you just feel like, man, they're overdoing it. Then you grow up as an adult. Nobody's even telling you. You just find yourself, you know, particularly if you have prepaid meter. Those of you on estimated billing, I hear your story. You guys are still wasting energy, Abby. Well, not all of you. You are responsible. I know you. But I don't know about your cousins. So talk to your cousin to stop wasting energy. However, for those on prepaid meter who have not bypassed their meter, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Even I guess Mr. Bayo Ononuga says some of you are bypassing your meter, especially the rich ones. They don't pay electricity bill. I couldn't argue with him because, you know, statement of fact. Those of you who are not bypassing your meter, you know now to conserve energy. You're managing things. You're turning off when it's absolutely necessary to turn it off and all of that, except you have a lot of money. That's when you can leave, you know, power just running when you don't need it in a room, or when you're going outside your house and there's nobody at home, you leave it running. So people are cutting their cloth according to their size and ensuring that they just manage us as much as possible. I mean, you don't need a 101 to tell you some of the things. I chuckled because I was going to read something that Uncle Dele Momodu put up to just capture, he encapsulates the essence of the story we're going to take next. He wrote, Dele Momodu now, he tweeted and said, sincere apologies in capital letter, and then went on, a small letter this time around, to say, it has become necessary for me to offer apologies to those who have asked me for one support or the other in recent time for my inability to help. God is my witness. I'm currently overwhelmed by my own projects that I require absolute discipline and focus. I pray that God will help me to be able to bless those who genuinely need help. If I have not picked your call, it is because I feel too pained to say no to you. It is a sign of my respect to you and not of disdain. I'm a man of modest income, and I always try not to overstretch my luck. I wish for your kind understanding at this very difficult time. And for me, I felt it was just very random, when you just put up an apology. And then he put a picture of himself looking all dapper with his blazer, inner with his sneakers, looking all fly and all of that, like well rested, as if, Emilio Con kind of like pose. And then you're putting sincere apology and say you're a man of modest means, that the reason why you're not picking, when you're calling and they're calling you for money, you're not picking. He's saying it's not out of disdain, like he doesn't hate you. It's out of respect. He respects you too much to pick up your call and tell you, I no get, or sorry, or you can't come over as a relative because, times are difficult. And the funny thing is, a lot of people start copying and reposting, and that's how they're using it. One of my former bosses saw me put it up on Instagram, and he said, moving forward, this is the new response. And I thought it was very funny. Now, back to the story. That Nigerians no longer accommodate their relatives as cost of living, climbs, that the era where people taking young relatives, raise them along with their children is gradually coming to an end. Do you agree with this report? I'm reading from the Vanguard. The limited purchasing power of every Nigerian at the moment, it's the one fueling this. It has reduced living standard, and Nigerians are becoming conscious of how they spend their money. As a result, Nigerians have been sourcing ways to cut the cost of feeding. Now, Economy and Lifestyle discovered that one of such new ways is turning down the adoption or accommodation of close relatives or returning those who've been under their care back to their parents and to the village. Before now, Nigerians take turns assisting various family members, particularly those with low economic power. But today, an average family of 5 can hardly fend for themselves, let alone adding a relative. Therefore, an additional member to them is like committing suicide. Okay, that's a tad exaggerated, but yeah, they needed the exaggeration to buttress his point. Now, Mrs. Amanda Odudu, a fashion designer, complained bitterly about how her niece had to return her daughter who had stayed with them for 6 years. Last month, my niece called saying that my daughter who had stayed with them for 6 years will be returning home. And I thought she was joking, not until I saw at my doorpost the next day. My niece's action was based on her husband's request, who complained bitterly about the state of the economy and noted that she had no job to support her husband, which could have made her keep her daughter. So she had to succumb because it was just one source of income. Another person, Mr. Samson, a businessman, said his son was returned to him after spending 3 years with his brother. And the brother said, you know what, I have a family of 6 on my own, and I really can no longer do this. So I just need to send your kid back to you to just, do the needful. Okay, that's 2 people. I'm sure there are tons of other people who are still keeping relatives, nieces, nephews, cousins, second cousin, third cousin, fourth removed with them. In spite of the hardship, they're just doing it. So I'm not going to generalize, but yeah, the picture just paints a picture of what the current reality is and how people are just letting go of some of the weight and the responsibility. And even Dele Momodu had to put up an apology, a sincere one at that, on Twitter, saying he's a man of modest needs. He's not going to stretch his luck, and he wishes you and everyone else the very best of luck. All right, then. I thought to throw that story in. And do you quite agree that people are no longer keeping and accommodating relatives because of this? Or you think just 2 examples doesn't suffice? I mean, there are people, definitely a lot of people are still keeping, but then they'll look at other ways of cutting down the cost of living. so that they can just spread their means a bit more. I see someone trying to reach me. I will throw open the phone line, seeing they don't have a guest with me. This is a special edition of the show. I have 2 other stories to go, but let's get the conversation moving. So call me up on 0700 951 0000 or 0809 5974869 or call via WhatsApp on 0809 9930137. Hello.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
You are welcome.
Thank you, Madam Kim. Maybe later I'll go watch what you are putting on to analyze it. My name is Mrs. Isaac. You are so loved by people, especially your command of English. Today, we discuss about Nigeria for as if now we get them, and I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I'm proud of you. Many people say if now only they want write exam, now you they listen to. You have good command of. I know if you talk past that one, let me allow other people. Auntie Kim.
Yeah.
What part Dele Momodu did is wrong.
Okay.
My own view, yes. If you have been assisting on the Z, you send 2,000 recharge card, you send something to me, and I call you. You don't even know why I'm calling you one. Let's assume I even send message to you that please, Easter is around the corner, do something, shake body. You did not respond to my message. I now call you. Tell me you don't have, so that I will move on. I will know who I will go and beg. Or I'll have to just adjust. But you not picking one shows that you don't have respect for me. The respect you are saying you have that made you not to pick is actually you don't have respect for me. Secondly, in life it's either yes or no. If you propose to a woman, Madam Mrs. Omeza, can I marry? It's either I will say yes or no. So why would you say you will, because you respect me, you will not pick my call? Yes, everybody is going through difficulties, but and thinking how much you want to even give person. If somebody asks for 10,000, you can't afford it, and you say, okay, I really don't have much, but let me give you 2,000. It's something. If not, that some people specialize in begging. Some people, before they beg, they think and they struggle too. That's about Mr. Dele Momodu. On the second issue, that people don't really they accommodate extra. Truly, it's still going on, but it don't reduce well. I can give you a percentage of 60-40.
Okay.
Do you know why they call us African? That communal life that we look up to our uncles, our aunties. When Oyibo came with a sense of entitlement, I also disagree with that school of thought, because in Africa, now that sense of entitlement will take grow. Because if my father, for instance, we are serving in my own mama there. Father didn't send any of us to school. It's your brother that sent us to school. When we're Miss Baby, if you want to tell us what you go say, now your papa money, I tell all of us, we'll laugh over it. So now, if that communal, that particular factor that you know African with, because of subsidy is gone, you now say you don't want to help other people, then we should be ready for explosion. The explosion is we should be ready for, if I say insecurity, we should be ready. And in a family where you have one person that is well, the others are not doing well, there's nobody that is ready in that family. You yourself, you cannot visit the village. So my advice is, yes, things are difficult. So now that my father gave birth to 7 of us, if he train us, if to say they not train us, how it go be? You say the daughter of your brother should go back. If to say now your children be 7, will you send them away because you don't have the means? No. All you need to do is to adjust. She too, the child that is living with you will also adjust. If you are sending your children to expensive school, I told my son, you are going to government school, but I'm only waiting to pet my husband. Because I discovered that the foundation is what is important. Not because government school is not good, ab initio, but because of the population of students in government school in Abuja. But now, it go back. If you are worshiping in Gwagwalada and you live in Buhari, to cut costs is easy. You don't need to go to Gwagwalada. Watch it through YouTube or Zoom. Or you look for nearby worship center close to you. Worship. That is the cut of cost. Let's not encourage what is not good.
All right. Okay, Mrs. Omeza, you have with this few points of yours that is not so few, you've been able to convince and not confuse us about your points. Thank you very much, Mrs. Omeza, and happy Easter once again. All right, so Mrs. Omeza does not agree, one, that not picking calls of people who are soliciting for support is in any way out of respect for them. She feels it's disdain. And then, secondly, also that relatives, if you can't keep them because of the cost of living, then that's a problem altogether. But if they were your kids, she doesn't agree. Hello,
the Oracle.
I greet you.
How are you doing?
I'm all right, and you?
Happy Easter Monday.
I wish you same, my brother.
For what this man says, these days there are some calls that one doesn't pick. And there are some calls when you picking, you know what the person will say.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday I received a great call. Yesterday I was broke without penny from me. I just had a call and I speak. The person said, how are you doing? I said, I'm okay. And do you know that I met this person for this Nigerian info, but we have never even seen face to face. They say, how now? How is Easter? I said, to the Easter day, though we thank God for everything. He said, let me see if I can, send something in your account. Allah, before I know, I just see boom. I said, God bless that person. I'm telling you. You see, I didn't even request. I wasn't kind of calculating. How will I get something for these children were in kind of surrounding me? Daddy, tomorrow is this. I say, wait and see what the Lord will do. And before you know, I just see the hands of God. So this has it. Come to the issue of what you are saying. You know what Bayo Onanuga said that day? Honestly, I hold it in strong term. Me, I don't bypass meter. I don't beat traffic light. I don't buy court in order to get fuel. I always make sure I do the right thing. But this bypass of meter that he talked that day, somebody have told me, so an electrician that work with these big men, he said most of the big men that have military men at their gate and security men, they bypass meter. Most of their ACs and others are being used by bypass. It's only maybe the light point and other part that they use in paying the light bill. Then we in the local area, you see the neighbor bragging up, they will come and will put ladder, climbing, estimated bill, they will give you 30,000, 40,000. Why are they doing all this to the masses? And why can't government provide free meters? We don't have to. Now I see our president just jet to Senegal. He will be going for the inauguration in Senegal. These are the Senegal that we talk with Umo. He said meter are being distributed for all houses in Senegal.
I'm glad you caught that bit of the conversation because Imo actually said that.
Imo actually said that. He said in Senegal, he said even if he's in Nigeria, he can recharge his meter all the way from Nigeria to Senegal. Why can't we do the same, the giant of Africa? And if they put this prepaid meter, I'm telling you, they'll make more money because me now, I have prepaid meter. I'm conscious of the way I use light. Though sometimes the children will may own fan and stay outside. But whenever they see me coming, everybody go run inside house to go and check whether they forget something on. So these are the things because I know how much I'm paying for the unit. And I have to guide it, preciously because I know it's money that is wasting. So these are the things. So I'll let you make
Thank you so much. Let's look at some messages quickly. Thank you very much. Your checker today make me and my wife laughing here. Welcome back to the Airways of Nigeria. Thank you for always feeding us with the latest info. Ogli from Kubwa. Dele Momodi is 100% correct. Things are difficult, so there's no need for adjustment. Or Cheje from Gwagwalada. I always wish we guys can cut down the number of girlfriends they keep, all right? This is random, but hey, I'm sure some people are already. Mr. President and his team should please consider the downtrodden Nigeria. It's not just working as the moment and something drastic needs to be done. Oludade Abiodun. And happy Easter, Kim. Glad to hear your voice in the mic. I always wait to hear your voice on radio. Your command expression of situation, you just top notch. I celebrate you. Nice heart, I celebrate you also. Thank you very much. And Kabir from Shagari Corner says, hello, Kim. Well done. Please, I need Mrs. Omeza's username on Facebook or any other social media. Please tell her to send it to me. Mrs. Omeza, are you on any of the social media? Kabir from Shagari Corner wants to catch up with you on socials. Destiny Anthony says, my brother Selassie has seen the hand of God as he received prayers. No, he received email. Prayer was sent to his email. I bet we can send location. He can't chop it alone, says Mazi Anthony. All right, Destiny Anthony there. I will not throw away or reject my relatives because of hardship. Rather, I will cut down costs and help the little ones I can afford, says Chima. And then secondly, it will also make us erase some crazy African mentality of raising many children. You give birth to the number of children you can cater for. It's another perspective. This gentleman is looking at it for me. Ibu Faraba. Ibu Ibifubara. At last. Happy New Month, Kim. If you have, give. If you don't have, please go and borrow to. Don't go and borrow to please anyone. I support Ogadele on this. And Momizi says, I know the Facebook, only WhatsApp. I never receive prayer via my email. Oh. I don't know whoever you're sending it to, but I'm sure they will send a sincere apology because they are men of modest means. Like Dele Momotu. All right then. Bryce Stephen, I see you on Facebook, says the present Power Minister is the worst Nigerian have ever produced since we assumed into office. Power supply dropped drastically. Abia State is leading for power supply. FG should go and learn from Alex Oti. Well, one town, Aba, specifically because of Geo. Is it Geothermal Geopower that they have there? A private initiative. But yeah, it's a sign that it can be done. Olga Robert says, I greet you specifically. Thank you very much, Doma. Joseph, I see you also. What Clef says, watching you live from Dawaki. Masai Innocent, happy Easter Monday. Hope I'm not late to watching you live from Day. No, you're not. You're right on time. Welcome to the party. And let's see here. All right. Nothing on YouTube, but I get to see a lot of people watching from there also. So let's throw in the next story. And just in case you missed it, but I know you had a conversation at length on the Morning Crossfire show, something that Mr. Akinwumi Adesina said, the president of the African Development Bank. He proposed a change of name for Nigeria to be the United States of Nigeria. Come see, come see. Now, Adesina suggested the rebranding while speaking on the need for restructuring on March 6 when he received the 2024 Bafemi Awolowo Prize for Leadership. So why are we bringing it up now? The economist said it's necessary to change the governance system in the country and decentralize Nigerian state to provide greater autonomy. The former Minister of Agriculture said state government must focus on unlocking the huge resources in their areas, adding that state that adopt the strategy would have less of need for monthly trips to Abuja for grant. So to get out of the economic quagmire, there's a compelling need for the restructuring of Nigeria, he said. Restructuring should not be driven by political expediency, but by economic and financial viability. Economic and financial viability are the necessary and sufficient condition for political viability. If there was one attribute that defined Chief Obafemi Awolowo, there were many. It would be his visionary boldness. He went where others feared or failed to go. In the process, declared later, or much, much later, his footprint remained in the sand of time. Likewise today in Nigeria, we need men and women with vision who are willing to take bold decisions. Surgeries are tough, but they are better when they're better done. They're done well the first time. The resources found in each state or state grouping should belong to them. The constituency entitlement should pay federal. The constituent entities should pay federal taxes or royalties for these resources. But let it be clear, the achievement of economically viable entities and the viability of the national entity requires constitutional change to devolve more economic and fiscal power to the state or region. The stronger the state or region, the stronger the federated unit. Instead of the federal government of Nigeria, we should think of the United States of Nigeria. The old would give way to the new. Now, technically, he's not saying change Nigeria from Federal Republic of Nigeria to the United States of Nigeria. He's saying let it be constituted and operate and function like a United States of Nigeria, where states actually have that level of autonomy and resource control that is required to run their state, and then they give to the central instead of receiving from the central. I mean, at the height of 2015, 2019, 2023, there was not much talk from Atiku about, restructuring, but even during President Buhari's tenure, a committee was set up by the APC to really come up with an operational definition of restructuring as to what do you mean? What should we do differently to make Nigeria a bit more functional, as people feel like the weight from the top is too much and it's crushing those under, then it needs to be redistributed in a way that indeed we function as proper federating unit where you have some control. Some things are removed from the exclusive list to the concurrent list, and allow for state to operate and control their resources and give a certain, perhaps maybe percentage to the federal. Yeah, people have argued and say even the ones that are under the purview of the state, like education, what have they done with it? But that how much do you generate from that? You spend, you execute, what you generate, you spend on education. So the state, and every state in Nigeria is blessed with something in terms of natural resources. Yes, we focus so much on oil and all of that, but we've got tons of solid minerals. I mean, if we begin to delve into the matter of gold that we have in Zamfara, it should be one of the wealthiest states. There are other solid minerals that you have in Kogi State, in Nasarawa State, that you read about them in books and in school and be like, why are we not tapping? Why are we not making money from these? What is wrong with Nigeria? But oil is easy. I mean, people have come and set the stage for us. So you all needs to bring out as much of the crude as possible, and then allow the ones that will be stolen. And don't tell me you can't fix it. That's not true. I mean, we're not the only country producing oil in the world. How did the others get the job done? Find out and execute it. So when they have pilfered the one they want, then they send some that they not... At the end of the day, we're still debating how much exactly crude oil do we really, really bring out and export for refine? No, well, we sell. And then we import refined one. Or the crude swap. We've done too many policies around there. At the end of the day, even the ones that are brought in refined during the height of subsidy, we're not even so sure of the figure, because then there were people who were doubting and saying, we're subsidizing a little too much and we have a reservation about what you're bringing in for subsidy. So everything is opaque. It's a little shady what is going on there. And the more shady, the more opaque, the more very, as if an eclipse is happening around there. You can't see anything during today. Is a sign for corruption. It tells you that corruption has taken its full base around the oil sector. So we talk too much about it because that's the highest earner for us, but we can diversify. And so far, so good. There's been plenty of talk. We've tried, with a bit of agriculture, but we're not adding value just yet. So until we start to add serious value to some of our produce, we'll still not raking the big dough as we expect from that particular one. So he's saying, in summary, all the plenty English I read, restructure and function like states. It's like people will tell you that we're a country of many nations and people, so maybe we need to ride on that, but it sounds very divisive. But on the other front, it might bring in some very legitimate competitiveness amongst the state. Yes? Do you share his sentiment or not? That's more to talk about. Let's go back to the phone line. 0700 951 0000. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Kim.
Welcome to the show.
Happy Easter.
I wish you
This
same.
is Laraba from Abuja.
Laraba, welcome.
Well done to you guys. I hope you had a restful weekend.
I sure did.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you. Laraba.
This United States of Nigeria, this is the most detail I've gotten. After I heard it in passing this morning, but I didn't hear all these details surrounding it. Maybe it may have been read out or not, but I wasn't listening attentively at the time. But I remember hearing it and thinking to myself, first of all, we still generally refer to life colloquially when speaking with each other as NEPA. Even the private ones that have nothing to do with government, we still refer to them as NEPA. And, all those names that NEPA is, many nicknames that NEPA used to have. I don't remember a lot of
Never
them.
expect power always.
And public assault. Never expect power always. Some of the more popular ones. So one of the funniest things I ever heard, when it was first called changed to PHCN, it was a Nigerian who had been overseas for over 3 years that I first heard from that. Oh, but have you heard what PHCN, what people call PHCN? Problem has changed names. So, in the United States of Nigeria this morning, I just said to myself, whatever good is in the idea is not enough by itself, because at the root of Nigeria's issues, this pilfering of money was what was even going on. We'd be almost 60 to 70% better off than where we are now. Because pilfering is not what is going on. Pilfering is, I have 100 naira and you steal 20, maximum 30. But when I have 100 naira and not only have you taken 70, 80, you wish you could even steal the 50 off of me. That one not class pilfering. That's why this democracy is
That is called the mega corruption at this point.
And democracy.
Yeah.
And so, for all the great ideas of, yes, too much centralization, blah, 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 they are all great. So, but that issue of theft, of seeing 100 naira and you're not satisfied until you somehow manage to extract 130 out of it, it's an issue that restructuring and all the angels from heaven so will not solve, because we have free will as human beings, and like you said, we're not the only country in the world that has produced oil. How much money have we, possibly more money than the crude oil has generated, that we have lost by the wastefulness of that gas flaring that has ruined people's health and the environment and the rest of it. And yet it's a source of money for many countries, that natural gas that is flaring. So,
all right.
Let me leave it there. That's why I do not, and I know too, they talk about politics. Now, the only thing where they make my blood boil.
Yeah, I beg you, cool temper. Thank you.
I just stay off commenting too much on political matters because it's very infuriating. And I can only give thumbs up to the few people, and there are not many, but there are people in government that don't steal. So it's not everybody, but it's too many.
Yeah.
They still rub us blind. Well done.
Thank you, Laraba. I appreciate you. Masai, I read your message. Yes, Innocent Olochukwu, Nigeria is not lacking in anything except in good leadership. We must get leadership right or forget about it. Happy Easter to you too also. Samuel Yeku says, watching from airport. Good to know. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Welcome to the show. Good afternoon.
This is Abubakar coming from Senegal.
All right, we're listening.
Regarding to the story of Mr. Dele Momodu, King, on my own, I'm doing fast with lamb. I think I don't see what is wrong with what he thinks. You don't owe anybody apology. Somebody who have mind of TV, help assist people allow that person, they don't allow that person to rest. We have some people, they have so many ways. Nobody can even reach out to them. Even their family members cannot even try to call them on the phone. So I think we human beings, we know God will rescue Nigeria out of this difficult situation. These are hard. These are so difficult. And someone else, that the person that called him, that is being respond to his call, someone else will rescue that person. It's not easy. People will not understand. As soon as they call, he said that he don't have, it is the enemy to them. That is why he got the call. Not that he hates that person, not that he's enemy of that person. We know how it is. Some people have, they don't even help. Even though one of the family members can even reach out to them. Somebody surprised me, and the person very close to me. They give her 2 slots, NDNEA. He give one to the wife, and he give one to his very close friend. If it is somebody else, he will say those things, 1 point something, 2 point something million. What are we talking about? Somebody who has mind of this, the mind of head, people they don't recognize that person. And I think for me, he don't owe anybody apology. Somebody call him back. Somebody else will help that person out of that situation. These are difficult.
All right.
God will help Nigeria in this difficult situation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abubakar. So, yeah, you don't know anybody an apology. Everybody's got their own story, really. And for someone to pick up their phone to call you or to send you a message, the person already assumes that you can spare. And then to say no might come up as a disappointment. But you know what? I don't think there's any right or wrong answer to this. It's just how people feel and how you process it at that point. And as long as you're being honest with yourself, you can't spare. What more can the person do? Try your luck somewhere else. But, the whole message is, as much as possible, you just do the best that you can. But he says, not pushing the luck because and I'm sure he was putting it from his own perspective. You don't know a man's story until you've walked a mile in his moccasin. So based on his own story and perhaps the people that have reached out and other circumstance, he's telling you, he had to put it out on I thought it was funny that it was on Twitter, but he had to put it out, just a general notice for everyone to just take note. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the show. Happy Easter.
Same to you, my dear. My name is Omo. I'm calling from Kado.
Welcome, Omo.
I want to dwell on the United States of Nigeria.
All right.
I am an elder. I saw civil war.
Whoa.
Yeah, before the civil war, that was what was in operation. It's a second of this country that doesn't want Nigeria to work. They want everything at their beck and call. That's why we are going. Hello?
We're listening, Omo. Go ahead, sir.
It's a simple system. Let's go back to the old system. Control your resources. Pay royalty to the center. And it will work. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay. Let's just to when Laraba was talking about, pilfering, I quite agree. That's a mild way of putting what it is they steal from us. As a matter of fact, you can use pilfering and the oil theft that is going on together. Perhaps use the word of EFCC, mega. When the EFCC chairman talks about mega thieves, they won't be spared in anti-corruption fights. Yes, I know you have heard that before. In different ways it's been said, we're going after the big thieves, we're going after this, we're going to do this, and you come out a tad disappointed. The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukode, has said that the anti-graft agency under his leadership will continue to be broad-based, holistic, and unsparing of anyone linked with any form of economic and financial crimes. And according to a statement posted on X of the agency on Monday, he said, he actually said it on Sunday at an anti-corruption concert organized to create awareness and public involvement in the fight against internet crime. In a statement, the chairman said, "We will not spare anyone. We will not spare the mega thieves. As we're doing the mega, we will also do those at the lower end. In the last 2 months, we have arraigned 2 former governors. So, it's not true that we're only focused on internet fraudsters. Of course, internet fraud is bad enough, but our focus is on every form of economic and financial crimes." He also cautioned young people against indulgence in internet-related offenses, pointing out that the consequences of being convicted for such crimes are grave. So, it was a concert for young people and all of that, but he used the opportunity to tell them that 2 former governors are answering questions as we speak. So, they're after the big thief, the mega crimes, the mega corruption that we obsess over in Nigeria. I've since realized sometimes for people who have never been scammed before, when they hear that EFCC rounded up some internet fraudsters, you see on socials, is it only these small people they want? There are big thieves there. But the person who has been scammed before, will feel like that is it. EFCC, thank you. Because they felt the impact of what even these ones that you consider small and inconsequential can have on lives. An entire family life can be ruined because of this scam. Emotions can be I no words to describe it right now. However, as much as, yes, you would say you perceive that the mega corruption and mega whatever is the one that impacts everyone. It takes, little drop to make that mighty ocean. But there need to be that healthy balance. As much as you get these people, we want you to get those other people, because it affects a wider spread of people when you get them. And it feels like some of these mega thieves, they just slip through the cracks. You get them 1 minute and there's a presidential pardon. You get them 1 minute and there's a lacuna in your law, and then they wriggle themselves out and they go back to the National Assembly, even though they were paid all the while they were in prison. You get them 1 minute, they are sick, they want to try. It just feels like, are we serious? That the only people who get dragged in properly are the ones who are committing crime on a smaller level. Even though it's terrible on that level also. So, Mr. EFCC Chairman, let's see more of the mega thieves brought to book and stay in prison. As much as we want you to round up as many of these internet fraudsters and thieves and or whatnot in the forms that they exhibit whatever their skills, bring them to book also. So, Laraba, you are correct. The ones who are stealing our oil, they're not pilfering. They are mega thieves. And I hope we find them, because somehow we just do not know who they are. There are always allegations. A former governor, now minister, said, these people, military, uniformed, are there. And then NNPC will say, we just can't do anything about it. It's above us, as if the people are aliens who are coming. They are top dogs. We had Carlo Aja on the show last week, and we're talking about oil theft. And he said they have big vessels that they sneak all of these things out of the country. Can I afford a vessel? Even if I decide to just start daydreaming about becoming an oil theft merchant, can I? Do I look like I even have the skill for that? So the people who do have the expertise, the resources, can't tell me you don't know them. Nobody's buying that story either. So let's hear this caller quickly. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, you're welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
My name is Salas.
All right, Salasi, go ahead.
What this man is saying, what is his name?
Yeah.
It's not a problem of Nigeria.
Yeah, your network is not helping this our conversation, Salasi. Please call back. Oh dear. Please call back. Oh dear. Please turn off your radio. Hello?
Welcome.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the show.
Happy New Month.
Wish you same, my brother.
Happy to hear from you in this April.
Same here.
Kim, concerning the story of EFCC boss, actually, they are trying. The EFCC are trying. We cannot dispute the small thieves and leave the big thieves.
True.
In as much we leave the big one and for the small one. I have been scammed 1 or 2 occasions. And most times the scamming can be the last money you have to survive with, and someone just takes it from you. You'll be so frustrated and have to restart your life again.
I know, right?
But in this same country, we see a koro scamming by government or office holders. And at the end of the day, the whole allegations and everything just go up and come down, go up and come down. And the next day, the matter is off. And we will now see a young boy of a Yahoo boy being paraded on TV, paraded on this, sent to prisons. So not that we say you should leave the small one or he's leaving the big one. No. They should walk. They should walk. They should walk. The big politicians, their own is not exempted. The small ones are not exempted. They should walk the walk. I'm asking.
Yeah.
Concerning the Dele Mahmood matter.
Mamadou.
Mahmoud, yes. My dear.
Is it Mamadou or Mamadou?
Anyone.
Mamadou, go ahead.
You see, I am shocked when the mighties, and that's why I gave LFE's the name, the last man standing, because even the mighties are beginning to cry out. You can imagine, before that man comes to social media to express his feeling, it simply means he's in pressure, family pressure, May God have mercy on us. May God really have mercy on us, because it's good though. Me, I follow those where they carry chicken, they protest. God is faithful. I wasn't among those that was singing.
Be going. Bye. Thank you very much. All right, guys, let's take a break. Joy is seated for the news at the top of the hour. Happy Easter, Joy. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. Had great time with the family yesterday.
Yeah, very quiet.
Yeah, I know. It was same for me. Exactly how I wanted it. Yeah. Let's join her for the news.
This is Nigeria Info.